Jeff Fischel here on the ACC Digital Network with the Maryland legend this year, Boomer Esiason. Well deserved.
Well, thank you.
Let's go back to your days. What do you remember about your days in Maryland? Perhaps one favorite memory you have.
Well, beating North Carolina 2 years in a row in '82 and '83 were two huge games for us. We had a new coach, Bobby Ross, who had just come in, and he had inherited kind of a fractured team. We were coming off of a bad year in 1981. We were 4-7-1, I believe. And he had to rebuild the tradition, the history, and all the success that we had there under Jerry Claiborne. And he did it pretty quickly. And two of the victories that we had in successive years one was at North Carolina in '82, one was at Maryland in '83. They were ranked, we were ranked. And those were huge victories for us that got us over the hump, if you will. And then Bobby, as long as he was at Maryland after that, really did a good job and got us to where we really wanted to be, and that was the top of the ACC.
Now tonight you're being honored as an ACC legend. That has to be a nice honor, yes?
It is. It just means you're getting older.
Well,
and for us, for me anyway, it's a melancholy night because it will be the last time that a Maryland player is here. I would imagine, since we're moving to the Big Ten. And, I have conflicting feelings about that. I have so many great memories against so many great schools like North Carolina and Wake Forest and Virginia and Clemson, and so many just knockdown, drag-out memories, that can never be taken away from me. But I guess finances rule the day in college sports these days, and I think Syracuse, Boston College, and Pitt telling you that they're coming to the ACC and leaving the Big East, just like we're going to the Big Ten, are the same thing.
Over the last year, have you gotten any more comfortable with the idea of being a Big Ten, watching following the Big Ten?
I played in Cincinnati for 10 years, or 11 years actually, and 10 years. And, so I know Ohio State, I know Michigan, Notre Dame. I know that whole Midwestern way of thinking in football, and they have some great football there. And they not just Indiana, but there's some great basketball being played there. It's not ACC basketball, but, there are a lot of great teams there. So I'm not ready just to say yeah, but I am ready to say let's go get after Penn State because, for the longest time they had been a rival of ours outside of the conference, and we hadn't fared very well against them in football, so hopefully we can extract some revenge now.
Now I'm going to use your expert opinion here. Quarterback position, Jameis Winston, player of the year in the ACC. Yeah. From what you've seen from him on the field, and I guess I also suppose handling everything going on around him, what is your take on him as a player?
Well, I think he's a great football player. He's still a young kid. He's still an immature kid, and he's got a lot of growing up to do. There's no question about that. He wouldn't find himself in the issue that he had. But the fact of the matter, if I were a Heisman voter, his off-the-field issues in this case would not influence my vote whatsoever, meaning that I would probably end up voting for him because of the year that he had at Florida State. He's a wonderfully gifted athletic kid, but you have to wonder if all these kids are going to apply themselves to the next level to be a great athlete that we see today. 10 years from now, will he become a Hall of Fame player in the NFL? And that's the big question we don't know. But he's an exciting player. He's must-watch television, much like Johnny Manziel is for Texas A&M. And he made this year, for me especially as a Maryland alum, watching them destroy us down there in Tallahassee was very frustrating to watch. So that means he must have been doing something right.
As I recall, he did a lot of things right that game, and I'm sorry to bring back some bad memories. But Boomer Esiason, some great memories tonight. An ACC legend. Congrats.
Well, thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
You're watching the ACC Digital Network.